Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Tabletop Tactician and Operation Checkpoint Charlie, NATO turn 7.2. We'll go ahead and get started here with our technology research here. So, a few changes here to our dice. I've swapped out here going for Tech 1, which is PGM. Tech 10, I'm putting the 2 dice on for Kim, and 1 more still for 12 and Top Gun. Looking for 8s on the gray, 8 on the blue, and a 7 on the red. Alright, so blue will hit on a 12, gray will hit on an 11, and we will miss on the red. So Tech 1, we will get on the board. Let me steal that marker for PGMs at stage 1. Perfect, so that takes that. And then Tech 10 will move on chemical warfare up to 2, so we can do up to 2 attacks per round. Very nice. Ooh, sorry there. Moving on to purchases. NATO will be purchasing a SAM for 3. Upgrading a army base in Marmara for 8. Yes, 8. Fighter for 8 as well. 4 mechs for 16. And a attack helo and a air cav for 12. We will produce 4 cruise missiles. There we are. On to combat. We have 4 this turn. First combat here, we will take our, we'll get you up here. We'll take our strategic bomber. 1, 2, 3, 4. It will take up station and fire 2 cruise missiles at the terrorist cell in Western Sahara. Moving on to attack 2, hopefully the next gen MBT can finally obtain a success, and it will capture M7 here. Just kidding. Captain G will get that joke. It will go into Central Turkey. We'll go ahead and remove that, as it is just a walk-in. Up here on attack 3, pull my notes over here. Probably gotta set you guys down. Get a good view. All right, so attack 3, we'll be moving into northern Yugo. So we'll move in with this artillery, these 3 mechs. We will then, from our army forces southern there in Lazio, we will pick up an additional 3 mechs to move in, as well as our SAM. And another artillery, an attack bomber, and a fighter running seed. Get my note die out of the way there. Coming also from our fleet here in M7, we will pick up this air superiority fighter, and it will fly, back in the right spot. 1, 2, 3 into that battle. It will retire as Captain G has elected not to scramble. And that will count for battle 3. Moving on to battle 4. A little bit more interesting here for battle 4. Coming entirely from our Navy here. Oh, and I almost forgot, sorry, for Battle 3, there will also be a cruise missile from the major airbase here in Lazio going across the Med there 1 and 2 into the northern Yugo zone there. Now on to Battle 4. All of our remaining aircraft here will be participating. We will have 2 air superiority fighters in case Captain G elected to scramble. He has not, so those will retire. I guess I should mention what we're doing. We're conducting a nuclear precision strike against Bulgaria. So So we will have a fighter running seed and 2 attack bombers that will be dropping nukes. So we will get 3 dice each for those attack bombers. So pretty big things on the line there. So now we have you all almost squared away. I forgot the cruise missile again. That's why I have notes. Chip here again from the major airbase in Marmara. Just one across the border. We'll have a cruise missile firing there as well. Excuse me. All right. I have a clone here of Battle 3 all set up. However, I think we'll go ahead and roll that cruise missile strike in Western Sahara first. So here we are looking at a 5 or less on those cruise missiles. If we hit an 11, we will spawn a light infantry in the Western Sahara. We don't want to do that. So 2 dice looking for a 5. There's 2 hits, so sorry, Captain G, it is doubly dead. Go ahead and take that. Waste of a perfectly good cruise missile, but hey, double tap was a thing in Zombieland, right? All right. Moving on here to our big battle. All right, so let's go over this here. So this air superiority fighter, it will retire. However, Captain G still has the SAM that it can shoot at, so it won't go quite yet. Our, however, SAM has nothing to shoot at, so it will retire, excuse me. Our mechs are down at 2 because there is terrain. We are dealing with mountains here, so they will attack down. We have our 2 artillery firing Kim, as well as a cruise missile there on first strike. So hopefully we can knock out that SAM here on our first strike. Well, it'll still get to shoot, so I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so we'll go ahead and load up here on red dice at 3s. So that will be 4 red dice on 3s for our first strike there. We'll get a gray die here at a 5 for our cruise missile. And that will cover our first strike. Remember, our fighter's running seeds, so the enemy SAM does not get a chance to fire first. Excuse me. So 5 dice here. Low numbers, low numbers, low numbers. 12, 12, 12, 7, 7. Ouch. So that will, recycle that. So that will be a big bummer for our artillery on first strike there. Bummer. All right, moving on at 2s here. We'll have 6 mechanized infantry. Just really hoping to get some hits on that first strike. So we're gonna need some hits out of these 6 2s into the tower. Well, hey, there we go. That'll get the effect. That is 3 1s there. 4, 10, and a 7 are misses. But we'll go ahead and record 3 general hits. Okay, all right. He's only got 5 things, so maybe we stand a chance. All right, at a 6 here is our fighter running seed. Let's go ahead and snipe that SAM. The Harrier failed. All right, so we'll go on to a second round no matter what here. But the attack bomber at a 7. And 11. Maybe I should have fired nukes, Captain G. All right, so that's 3 hits. Now enemy fire. So at a 2, we'll get 1 red die for that SAM. Then at a 4, 4, 4, 4, we'll have 4 dice firing the MBTs. So looking for a 2 on the red and a 4 on the gray. Or hopefully they're all 12s. All right, so that SAM will miss. We will see 1 hit on the next gen, or on the MBT, excuse me, and a 10, 11, 10. So Captain G will score 1 hit, and I will score 3. So my 1 hit, go ahead and elect that on a, excuse me, on a mech. So that'll pay the tax to Captain G. Captain G's casualty order here. Make sure we got it right. Yep. So we're going to take the SAM as 1 and then 2 MBTs. That will leave 2. All right, that's paid. This will retire as there's nothing left to shoot at it. And our artillery will move to 3, but is now suffering land penalty. So we'll move on. So we had 6. We're down to 5, but we added 2 artillery. So we will fire 7 dice. 2, 4, 6, and 7. There we are. All right, so round 2. 2's going to be in the tower. And 1 hit, looks like. So we got a 12, 9, 10, 11, 9, and 9. But we got 1 hit. Go ahead and mark 1 hit there. Moving on to our fighter at a 6, 6, 6, 6. Into the dice tower. 11. Oh, come on. All right, attack bomber at a 7. We're going to change it up. Go red. Ooh, make it dramatic. All right, a 4. So that'll be enough to finish off the Soviets with 2 hits there. And that will leave the Soviets, give you the same die, at a 4. 2 remaining MBTs. 1 4 and a 12 of the America die. So 1 more hit to Captain G. All right, so we will, easy to pay this off. Captain G, elimination of your forces. That will cover this one. And then 1 hit, we will go ahead and record that to, we'll record it to the, tough one. Yeah, we'll give it to the artillery. All right, and that will wrap up that battle. So assessing up here, we lost an artillery, and we lost a mech. Don't need that die anymore. Captain G will lose all of his glorious Soviet cannon fodder. Ooh. Here we are. Take the marker. And add a Nato marker. Fantastic. And we'll land our aircraft in the non-combat. So they're all in northern, you go there. Shuffle that down. All right, on to the fun. So, looking back here to remind ourselves of the battle, we'll have a cruise missile. We'll have 2 attack bombers firing nukes. So those will be 3 dice each at a 7 or less. 2 air superiority fighters, which have retired as there's no eligible attacker, and a fighter running seed. So how this rolling will work, we'll run the fighter firing seed at that SAM first. If it hits, the SAM is dead and does not get to fire. If the fighter misses, the SAM will get its return shots. Then we will get to fire our nukes, assuming planes survive. So let's go ahead and, for dramatic effect, fire that 6. And the SAM will die. Fantastic. So now we get to unleash nuclear hellfire for free. All right. Moving on to a 7. So attack bomber 1 and attack bomber 2, looking for 7 or less. We also have the cruise missile at a 5, so we'll fire that. All right, a lot of dice in the tower. Oh my goodness, I should have picked a better target. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and a 4. Well, Captain G only had 3 units in there, so we will completely eliminate that zone. Man, I should have gone after much heavier populated area. So go ahead and get our marker die out of there. And no airborne, no mech. Fantastic. Moving on to non-combat. Excuse me. All right. Go ahead and start by landing our aircraft. So all of these aircraft here will return to their respective carriers. So the 2 ASF back here at M7, the Tornadoes. That flight stand is not agreeing with the magnetics today. There we are, fantastic. Go ahead and move the Navy out of sight, out of mind. And up here in northern you go. So the fighter and the attack bomber will return to their Army card in Lazio, our Allied Forces Southern Europe. The air superiority fighter will continue its moves. So it moved, reminder, started here in M7, moved 1, 2, 3, will then move 4, 5, 6, 7 into Paris because of its boost from the supercarrier. Our last aircraft to land here, all the way down in Morocco, we'll just return via the same path. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to Paris as well. All right, so now we will have a few sea lifts going on up here. NATO gets 4, and we intend to use them. So, from Ankershus up here in Norway, move 1, 2 into Benelux. In the UK, we'll go just 1 into Benelux. Denmark will take one of theirs, go 1, 2 major ports, so we get up to 3 sea lifts transacted through, so we'll add our 3. Our SAM here in the UK is going to take the long way around, so it will move from this minor port here, 1, 2, 3 to A32, sitting on the cargo ship. We will then move up here from, where are we at? The attack helo from Denmark, move 1, 2, also into Benelux, just flying by himself. Then, yes, town here in southern France, the SAM and the 2 mechs will move 1, 2 into Veneto. And had a lot to think about this turn. Pardon my mess. We will move the diesel electric through the Suez, 1, 2, finishing next to our sunken oil tanker, investigating it at the bottom of the Indian Ocean at I-4 there. And lastly, from our Allied Forces Mediterranean, one of our cruisers with a boost from the port here in Marmara will go, so we're here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll join up with our task force guarding the oil tanker, our peaceful trade oil tanker. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this turn up here. Heading a little long. Bringing our purchases somewhat back into view here. All right, so our army base, we will upgrade here in Marmara. Excuse me. Our 2 helos will also be built in Marmara. And then we will build our SAM in Marmara. Fantastic. Improving the defense of Turkey from the aggressive states of the Warsaw Pact. Lastly, we will take 2 mechs, placing them up here in Picardy. There we are. That guy is up in... Oh, yes, from... I missed this on my notes. From Benelux down to Picardy, the SAM will move. And 2 mech will also go into France. Ooh, gonna need to update my army cards up there. And lastly, the already jammed full zone fighter will go into, I guess it's not the jammed full zone, southern France. And we fired 4 cruise missiles. We will add 4 to our build plate. All right, so on to money collected. So the oil tanker is still sunk. However, 1 more terrorist cell was removed. So we will only lose 1 IPP from that. So the NATO alliance was at 47. However, we gained nothing for Northern Yugoslavia, except peace and capitalist ideals for the Yugoslavian people. So we will, I believe, stay there at 47. And we'll go up to 48 because we will gain our 1 measly terrorist dollar back. Oh, sorry, I did not prepare my money. 48 grade IPP added to the bank. This has been NATO turn 7.2 of Operation Checkpoint Charlie.